How's it going, guys? Today I'll be briefly reviewing you about one of my all-time favorite mangas, Naruto, and I will try to show you throughout this review how this classic manga has portrayed the Japanese culture all throughout the whole series, and how Masashi Kishimoto, the author, has geniusly and smartly um, made Naruto like a symbol of opening up the Japanese culture to people who don't really know it and understand it. So Naruto was first pre-published in September 1999, and the last episode was made in November 2014. The series was compiled in 72 volumes, but I would try to be as short as possible and just focus on the Naruto Shippuden arc or series because it's divided into two arcs. Naruto borrows heavily from Japanese and Buddhist, even Chinese folklore. As a matter of fact, the entire series is a giant allegory for the history of Japan. And subsequently, Kishimoto's message to the youth was about how relative their modern day life is to their long and complicated past. So each character kind of represents a different aspect of Japan's culture. For example, we have Madara, who's like the antagonist in this whole story, like one of the main antagonists, along with his clan, the Uchiha clan. And they're the symbol or the symbolic of Shintoism and traditional ancient Chinese values. On the other side, we have Hashirama and his Senju clan, who happen to be the influence of Buddhism and the progressive ideology that accompany this Buddhism philosophy. So we have two poles, two very big clans in the same village, and their clash is kind of representative of the internal struggle between isolationists, militaristic kind of traditional Shinto views, but also on the other side we have the more inclusive and peace-loving Buddhist movements. The first example I can think right off the bat is I would say like how some names from the folklore are mentioned. I can think of Susanoo, Amaterasu, and Tsukiyomi. So these three names very well known by the manga fans. But which is less known is that they're three names of Japanese deities in the Shinto religion. So Susanoo is the god of sea and storm. Amaterasu is the goddess of the sun. I'm sorry, and the universe. So Tsukiyomi at the end is the god of the moon. So we have these three deities who happens to be the main power of the Uchiha clan. And they also happen to carry weapons who are symbolic of the royal Japanese treasures. I can think of the katana, for example. That's like a main example. To further a little bit of symbolics and not keep it short, the Sanin, who happens to be the greatest warriors of the village, of the Lee village, would also adopt three animals as their summons. We have respectively the snake, the slug, and the frog. And a fun fact, after I've done some research, I found out that these three animals happen to be a variation of a game that originated from China in the 17th century. It's kind of a rock, paper, scissors type of game, but amongst the three animals, none is the strongest, which kind of means this equation between the three warriors. That means it alludes to the overall strength of the three Sanins. One last symbol that I can think of is Kaguya, who happens to be this final boss in the series. She's a god, and she's the origin apparently of the chakra and the ninja. So one story that I found out about this is that Kaguya is actually a story in the Japanese folklore in ancient Japan, and Kaguya is the adopted daughter of a bamboo seller in Japan. She was found as a baby inside a stalk of bamboo, but is actually a child born from the moon. In all folktales, like what has been said is that she was such a beautiful woman, so gorgeous that the emperor himself wanted her for marriage. He even tried locking her up and posted guards around her room so that she would never leave. This obviously didn't work. I mean, since we find her in the Naruto series as she freed herself and actually unleashed her godlike powers onto the world. So these are kind of the symbolics that we'll find. And there's like so many of them. We could be talking the entire day about this. I will try to be as brief as possible and try to put like some links following my video. But one last important part, since we talked about it in class, was the ramen portrayal in the manga. It's kind of crazy how this series has become synonymous with ramen. For like millions of people, all the people that have watched it started liking ramen. Naruto has definitely had an influence on how popular this food has become in the West. Like, no doubt, something which is something kind of good and odd at the same time. It comes without surprise, obviously, that Naruto, the name Naruto by its literal meaning, referred to the like this fish cake roll that we find in noodles and Japanese ramen. I've had it and it's just delicious. Um, it happens also to be the favorite food of Naruto, the character and the author at the same time. So as you can see, the representation is pretty heavy in this manga, and like comes without a doubt that like the main purpose of it was to open up this unknown and like complex Japanese culture to the world, a culture and history that has been tarnished, obviously, by some dark episodes, um, of how Japan was in World War II and like how it treated its neighbors in Korea and China. But at the same time, the role of the manga was also to like show the good side of like culture. There's no such a thing as a bad culture. We could also always learn from it. We could learn values. And values is very important in Japanese culture, and we can find it in the manga too, with respect to the elders, politeness, the selflessness of the people, but also the teamwork and the unity of like one culture. So I'll make sure to like obviously attach some links if you guys are interested in knowing more about this symbolism, and feel free to like comment like in the comment section if you have any questions or actually interested in Naruto. I'll be more than happy to talk to you endlessly about it. That's it for today. I hope you guys liked my little speech or comment or review, and yeah, talk to you soon. Bye.